Morning and welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I am going to try something a little bit different today. You can't see that I've got a selfie stick holding the phone, and it actually extends and has a tripod, so I'm going to actually try to set that up and show you. I'm going to plant some of this sweet potato vine coming out here. We actually got another one coming out right there, and I want to show you. See, this is, to me, this is so interesting, is look, you can see there was a tomato that had been rotting and all the little seeds germinated. There's another one right here, you can even see. But I am not going to be letting all those grow. Here's one that I am going to let grow because I want to try to plant it out once it gets to a certain size. But yeah, I'm going to try to take some cuttings from this, and probably only a couple. We'll get the two longest ones and stick them out in the garden. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. You can just pull the whole thing off of the root. You can just take that entire thing and just literally pull it off and then plant it, and it would grow. But I'm actually going to try to snip some of them off individually and plant them. That way I can get more out of one vine. So let me get my shears and clip them. We've had some rain here recently, which is good because things were still really dry. So it's not quite our rainy season yet. So that's not that usually starts more in the summer, as I've said before. So, but it's nice that we've had some rain because the plants definitely needed it. So, all right, so this one here is nice and long, so I'm going to come down here and just snip. Nice clean cut, and then this guy will get planted. This one here is good and long. This one right here, sorry, I was trying to avoid a spider web. So I'm going to snip him, and you'll have to snip like the bottom leaves off because you don't want them to. I think that one coming up right there is the next one that's going to be ready to go. But so yeah, I'm going to be sticking these out in the garden, and I will be back. We'll transition out there. Okay, so here we are, and real quick, I wanted to show you some progress before I plant these. You can see I've already gotten some okra off of these plants, but you can see there are flower buds about to start, and that right there is an okra growing. This little guy didn't do anything. This one's starting to do stuff, and this one has an okra growing, some flower buds starting, and that right there I cut some okra off yesterday. This tomatillo here is looking really good. It's even flowering. You can see the flowers. I don't think it's got any fruit on it yet, but hopefully it will. These potatoes over here are getting nice and big. Chayote has taken to the remesh really nicely. It is already climbing like crazy. Something came along and dug in here. Look at that. And we've started getting ground cherries. So I don't know, like I've said, why those leaves look like that, but it's still producing, so whatever, I guess. Now let me show you. You can see the little ground cherries as they pop up. They're in these little husks. When the husks dry and go completely brown, you can pick them, but a lot of times they will just fall. Like there's one right there, and I'll be picking that up before I go in. See, it just falls off. There's another one. That means it's ready. And so you literally can just wait for that, unless you've got something that is eating it and you need to get it, you know, if you've had pests eating them and you want to actually get some ground cherries, you can pick them when they turn, when they start to turn, that, you know, when the husk starts to die. For example, that one right there is starting to die. When it goes a little more brown, you could just pull it off if it hadn't has not fallen off, and that'd be fine. But if you don't have anything, you know, that is messing with it, you can literally just come out and look to see what's fallen on the ground and then pick them. So, and we also have black beans starting to grow. There's bean pods there, so that's a good thing. And with black beans, you can pick them really young and then eat them like green beans. But if you want that, like the store-bought dried black bean, then what you have to do is either let the vine grow all the way and then die along with the beans on it, and then you harvest the beans from there and they'll be already dried out and ready to go. Or you, if for some reason, whatever the case may be, that you can't just leave it out for the vine to die and dry up and all that stuff, you can bring them inside, and like when they are starting to die and everything, you can cut the whole vine from the bottom, bring it inside, hang it up, and let it finish dying, basically, because you want it to die and everything to dry up, because that's when the beans become dry. So here we've got only one cucumber came up, and then 2 cucamelons here, but I don't know what's going to happen with them. This cantaloupe is looking pretty good. That one's looking kind of sad. And then I've got some okra here. One didn't come up here, and there's one there. That's coming up. The okra that I planted here in this space never came up, so maybe the seeds were just not viable anymore. I don't know. But I'm going to stick these sweet potatoes in, so let me get this tripod set up and I will return. Okay, just a minute. So I'm going to give this a shot and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so hopefully I'm speaking loud enough. Give me a second. I did a big workout yesterday and my legs are really sore. Okay, so got the vines here, and you're going to want to take off these. I'm going to take these bottom 2 leaves off here. Because you want it to have room to be planted, and you want it to start making roots. So I'm going to go right in here. So you just go right in. and that's it. And what'll happen is it will look like it's gonna die. It'll just be flopped over. It won't have any. It'll look pretty pathetic, but then it'll come back up, and it'll go back to being green, and then it'll start to crawl, and then of course all the potatoes will be underground. You can eat sweet potato leaves. I've never tried them, but I know they're edible. I've heard that they don't have a bunch of flavor, but you can add them to salads and stuff like that. I don't know if you can cook them or not. They may be too tender to really cook, but as for mine, they're just going to go into the compost. So let's go down and plant this other one. Now I don't want to plant it over here by the potatoes. I don't want the two different types of tubers competing. So what I think I'm going to do is stick it in right here, where I've got some space between the chayote there and the okra down here. So this is bare bones, cheap production, but at least I have a way now where you can actually see me working, and it's not just me walking around, you staring at the ground, and me talking. So you can see what I'm doing, which is good. So again, you've got this whole thing. I don't want to bury this, so I'm going to take these two off. It's easier to do with if you had a pocket knife or if you had the trimmers, but I put mine away, so I'm using my gardening knife here. So there we go. That is all going to be planted, so we'll go right in here. Now you could also dip this in rooting hormone if you wanted to give it an extra kick, but you really don't need to. Sweet potatoes pretty much, like I said, they'll look like it's gonna die, so don't panic at first. It's gonna look dead, but it just takes a time to produce roots on this end, and once it starts pulling the nutrients in, then the vine will perk back up. So don't panic it's going to look dead at first, so just give it time, stick with it, and it'll be all right. And this is literally all you have to do. And there we go. So that's how you can plant. You can literally go to the grocery store, buy sweet potatoes, whether you buy a sack of them or whatever you do, and plant them in a pot or in a trough or something, where I have mine in my wicking container. Plant it there, give it time, and it will start to produce vines. Now there's also the toothpicks in the side. Stick it in a glass of water. I've done that successfully. I've also lost potatoes that way because there's the chance that it will just rot. So sticking it directly into some soil is a better chance. I think you have a better chance of it not rotting and going soft. So that's how I would recommend doing it. My lovely compost bin. All the gnats, that's a spaghetti squash we had for dinner. All the gnats are helping to break that down. That brings up something too that I've seen with composting. I've seen people ask about, oh no, I've got bugs in my compost. I've got roaches and I've got earwigs and I've got flies and all this other stuff. That's not a bad thing. if you've got those bugs in your compost, leave them there, because they're breaking down the food to and scraps and everything to a smaller level. Then from there, the microorganisms break it down into your actual compost material. So don't be disheartened if you have a lot of bugs in your compost. It's fine. In fact, you want them, so it's welcomed. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to have time to do today. I need to come out and do quite a bit of hoeing, but it's not really weeds growing in the growing rows, it's in the walking rows. So I need to probably put down some more mulch. You can see it over there. I need to put some more mulch down. But take a look at my video shut off for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Yay, video editors, I can stick this all together. But I was going to show you, you can look at my Jamaican cherry tree. It's blooming like crazy. It's blooming even more now than when I showed it in the last video. And it's putting on fruit. I can show you some, see all the fruit coming on. There's two there, there's one right here, and that's there's a bunch of it all around. But so I'm glad that it is happy, because I spent like $75 on that thing. So I normally don't spend that much on trees, but I couldn't find one of those anywhere else, and I bought it where I could find it, and so I'm glad it's doing well. My mulberry tree is slowed down, but you can still see there are red berries on there that will be turning black. And we've already gotten about a quart of mulberries so far. So I'm hoping that this will continue to produce throughout the year, and we'll continue to just have a steady stream of mulberries. My bananas are, I'm feeling more comfortable about them now, because they're all putting on new growth. So I was worried I was going to lose most of them from the cold that we had, but they look like they're going to be okay. I'm hoping I actually get some bananas from it this year, but I don't know. Anyways, that's about it for today. Let me go pick up those ground cherries, and I'm going to check for more. And literally, you just look, come in here and look underneath, and see if any of them have fallen off, and if they have, they're ready to go. I don't see any on this plant, but there are a bunch of them that are ripening. This one has that one right here that's starting to ripen. Let me see if I see any that have fallen off. I don't see any on this one either, but it's got a ton of green ones. I just picked up a bunch from yesterday, so they may not be ready to go. I know I saw some because I showed them to you. Now I just can't remember which plant it was on. There it is. So that one's ready to go. If it falls off like that, it's ready to go. And there was one more. I gotta find it again. There it is. So these two are ready to go, and you can literally husk them and eat them right now. But they're really good. These in particular are called pineapple ground cherries, and it's not a joke. If you eat them, you would see what I'm talking about. They taste kind of like, I mean, I think they're related to tomatoes. So they taste kind of like a cherry tomato or something, but they have a little bit of a hint of pineapple. And you may think that doesn't sound good, but it's actually really good. Then I had bought one plant last year just to test it and see if it would grow out here, and it did. So that's why I got 4 this year, and I'm just letting them spread out. But man, I'm walking all kinds of slow because my legs are so sore. Good workouts are worth it though. Good kettlebell workouts what I did. I love working with a kettlebell. But anyways, I'm gonna pack up now and I gotta get ready to go to work. Real quick, I'll show you what's going on with my passion vine. Sorry for the big close-up there. I would be willing to bet that this thing has at least 40 to 45 fruits on it. There's some down there. But I mean, it has just been, it's been producing like crazy. So none of them are ready yet. They turn a purplish color when they're ready. There are varieties that turn yellow, but I'm pretty sure this is the purple variety because I'm pretty sure that's mainly what you get here in Florida. But they're just all over it. There is fruit popping up everywhere. So that's good. My cassava is getting big again. I'm not going to let it get as tall this time. I'm going to try to keep it more like bush, like a large bush height, because it can get very tall. It was taller than my house last year. So anyways, that's it for now, and pretty soon I'm gonna do a video and I'll walk around and show you some wildflowers and some wild edibles and things like that. I just mowed the other day, so I didn't really have anything growing in the yard. So but that is it for today, and thanks for watching. Please comment and like and subscribe and share and all the in between, and I appreciate you all, and I will see you next time.